everybody. No sound. Sound. Yay, sound. Hi everybody, happy Freeform Friday. How's everybody doing this evening? It was raining cats and dogs this morning when I left, so I did not do anything with my hairs, which is why they look kind of weird. So I've got a...
Totally don't, but whatever.
Heather likes my braid is so small, like it's very tiny.
So cute.
Because my hair is so short, so she does like my tiny little braid.
It's very small.
Okay, so I got two things for you on this Freeform Friday. I'm going to start with a little repair. Because we've made bracelets similar to this on stream, and sometimes the stones break off, so I think it might be nice for y'all to know how to fix them if that happens. And then I'm going to do a knotting project with bullion. So, and I did not fix my exposure before stream, so everyone be prepared to be blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light.
Oh, hey, it's actually fine. That's exciting. It actually stayed for once.
I sang for no reason.
You sang for absolutely no reason, Heather.
Oh my goodness.
So this is not identical, but this is very similar in construction to our tapestry bangle, which is one of my favorite classes. I know I've taught it on stream several times, where you, and they've actually done kind of an interesting thing on this. They've actually made the bangle entirely of like 26 gauge gold-filled wire that's just gone around a mandrel. I'm assuming maybe it's 24 gauge, but it looks like it's 3 times around a mandrel, and it's surprisingly sturdy for that. I mean, I could totally squish this if I wanted to. I'm not going to because it's not mine. But that's an interesting take on the technique. And then the beads are wrapped on, and then the beads are kind of given a little nest of wire in which to sit so that they can kind of sit upright. But the thing that happens is this does put a lot of stress on the stones, especially if you whack it on something when you're wearing it. So sometimes the stones break and fall out. So right there is a missing stone. So I did not have an exact match, but I was lucky enough to have something that was close enough for the client. And let's see, I think I'm going to use, I couldn't decide the other day which one of those two I would use. That one or... Yeah, no, I think that one is the better fit in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some 26 gauge wire and gold filled, because that's what this bangle is made from. And I'm not going to need a ton of wire to do this. And of course my cutters are on the bottom of the pile. There. And I just want to take a quick look at the sturdiness of these two beads, since these were probably all connected with one wire, but it seems like those are not going anywhere, so I'm not going to mess with those. I'm just going to add my bead right here in the middle. So I'm going to take my 26 gauge wire. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to take my 26 gauge wire, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that through my bead. And then what I want to do is I want to take this, and I actually want to thread it down, and ideally I want to get it kind of through these. So I also had a client suggest to me, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I need something with a much longer focal distance than those. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Okay, so I'm going to try, you just get to look at the top of my head while I try to do this. I'm going to try and feed this down. See how I'm getting it down through that little nest? And I want to do it one on one side and one on the other side, so that I've got it basically centered. And I want it centered on the wire as well, which means I need to pull a little bit more from this side. And I just kind of want to persuade it to go down into that little nest that was created for it, like so. All right, so now it's in there, And really all I need to do at this point is take these and I'm just going to incorporate them into this wrapping. Focus. Hi, Corvus. Focus, focus. Camera. Come on. Will you? Thank you. Yeah, so this is a repair Corvus. So this bracelet lost a stone. So I'm just replacing the stone that fell out with a new one. So all I'm going to do is then take my ends and just incorporate them into these two wrappings that are on either side of the bead. Oh, maybe that's why it's darker, because I had turned that light away the other night. So now I'm just going to incorporate these into these wraps. And 3 or 4 times around is pretty much sufficient to hold it. And you want to pull a little bit hard on that so that your wraps don't just sit on top of these wraps, they actually sink into them. Just makes it more secure. And that was 3 times on each wire. I'm going to grab a pliers and just give it a little wiggle, just to be sure. And then I'm just going to, well, okay, so I didn't actually match it. I found something that was close, because these are all tourmalines, and these are all kind of this flat oval coin cut, so you can see it's flat in the middle and faceted around the edges. And the one that I found that was pretty close is it's not a flat coin, it's actually kind of like a faceted rice shape, and it's a green garnet, it's not a tourmaline. So a lot of times on something like this, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna do this up by my face, tucking in my ends. A lot of times on something like this, you can't find a match. You really just have to go with close enough, which is something that some clients refuse to understand. But
what do you mean you don't have the exact one?
Yeah.
Oh, this one we've had it lying around for 14 years.
Well, and that's actually, sometimes that is like, people are like, well, I bought this here, why don't you have the same beads?
Uh-huh.
It's like, well, because exactly. As Corvus can attest, the tucking in part is usually the most tricky and difficult, and I just really want to make sure that there's not an end that's going to poke out and stab somebody, especially since this isn't actually my client's bracelet, it's my client's client's bracelet, so I definitely don't want to send it out of the store in any way that is substandard. Oh wow, that's a look. That's a thing, bangs, that you just decided to do there. Okay, so now we've got, you know, remastered bracelets. So you can really see the difference in the profile from the side. You can see how this one's a lot taller than these. But once again, when it's on somebody's wrist, as long as, you know, the wearer doesn't keep calling attention to the fact that that bead is a replacement, I don't think that anyone will ever really notice. So that was just a quick and easy repair. So yeah, just you know, just a quick and easy repair. And now I'm going to do a knotting project because I have several things that I need to knot for myself by tomorrow. So you get to be witness to
they all have
the knotting.
to be knotted.
They do. Don't make fun of me, Heather.
I'm not. I'm just saying you're extra.
I am definitely. And do you know how extra I am? I'm doing them all with bullion finishes too.
That's pretty extra.
I am totally extra.
Well, then.
But Corvus will like the things that I'm about to knot, because they are these really, really yummy German cut amethysts. They are this wonderful clear purple. So for my necklace suite for tomorrow, I've got my pretty amethysts, and then I've got a gnat. Sorry, y'all. The gnat is not going to be part of my jewelry suite. I have these pretty apatites, and then I have these pretty peridot, and then I strung these opals. I did those on the podcast stream the other night. And then I'm going to make this wire wrap necklace, which needs a few more dangles, but it's going to have this chain, and then it's going to have all of these dangles on it. And how do I expect I'm going to get all this done by tomorrow? I don't know. Apparently I think I'm magical. Not that magical, but we'll see. Alright, so we're going to do the amethysts. And like I said, I am going to do them with a bullion finish, so that means I'm going to need... I bet you do, Corvus. I'm telling you, Heather, if there's like a raven tapping on your patio door, don't open it.
But what if it's Corvus?
It's gonna steal your necklace.
A small price to pay, honestly.
But I bet it would just be a Corvus minion. She wouldn't want to actually be at the scene of the crime. She'd just send a crow minion. Okay, so this is bullion, also known as French wire. And it is a very, very delicate coil of wire. Sorry, I keep smacking my camera with my hands. It's a very, very delicate coil of wire, and they do sparkle. They are so pretty. I am super jelly of Heather's opal necklace. Okay.
Which I'm not wearing right now because I'm wearing my panty clothes.
Well, you're not on camera anyway, so... Alright, so this is a super fine coil of wire, and it comes in 3 different... Actually, it comes in 4 different diameters. But there are 3 that are the most common that we use, and we call them fine, medium, and heavy. I can tell you that the heavy is 1.3 millimeters, but I don't know what the diameters of the other 2 are. And I'm going to ultimately need 6 pieces. That's to do all my necklaces. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this now, because I am going to wind up probably taking this home. That way I don't have to take home the bullion as well, because I have a thing about taking things home and then never bringing them back.
Or putting them at other people's houses.
Okay, so... Did I tell the story on stream about the lost thing? Oh my god, okay.
I mean, you told them about the lost thing, but...
Well, right, okay.
Not the update.
Okay, so you may or may not remember that a few weeks ago, I lost... I mean, it actually, the losing actually happened about 6 weeks ago, but about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I realized that I had lost a client's repair. And of course, this was not just any repair. You know, of course, these were her treasured heirloom items, and they were so special to her, and this was awful and terrible, and she was right to be upset, because you don't drop things off at a repair shop and, you know, expect them to get lost. You expect them exactly the opposite. You expect them not to get lost. And I felt so horrible, and it was a rush job. She came in on the day it was due, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, I'm sure it's in my stuff. I'll finish it and I'll drop it off to you. And she lived in frickin' Frisco, which is far away. And I couldn't find it. Turned Beading Dreams upside down. Went home, turned my home upside down. Could not find these things. Wound up giving her some compensatory jewelry. She was not pleased with that. You know, and it was just kind of in limbo. She was basically like, I was like, you know, at this point all I can do is offer you monetary compensation. And she was like, oh no, you better find my pieces or figure out who stole them. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I've looked everywhere, and then I looked everywhere else, and then I looked everywhere else. So I go to my off-site lesson today. I go off-site most Fridays at, you know, from like 2 to 5 to somebody's house. But I haven't been there in many weeks. Oh, I cried a lot, Corvus. I cried a lot. Because she had conflicts, then I had conflicts, and it was my mom's birthday. So I hadn't been there in you know, a solid 3 to 4 weeks, maybe even longer than that. And so I get there today, and she's so sweet. She like includes me. She had made homemade gingerbread, by the way, and I don't have a headache, Heather.
Ooh.
So I don't know what that's about. This is the second time I've eaten gluten at Gail's house and not gotten a headache. So I don't know if that's...
Gail's house is magical.
Yeah, I don't know if Gail's house is magical or if my gluten allergy is actually going away. And someday, when I don't have anything to do, I should just like... If I'm going to do it, I'm either going to eat regular pizza... I'm going to eat regular pizza and a big old slice of garlic bread.
Yes.
on a day when if I get a migraine, I can just take a ton of drugs and go to sleep. Because yeah, this is the second time, because I'm not usually shy about saying I'm gluten-free, but like she's so kind that she includes me like at the kitchen table with, you know, when she makes refreshments, and you know, she gave me a glass of tea, which I don't really like tea, but I drank it anyway. It's actually not that bad. Should consider switching to tea from Diet Coke.
Tea is good.
If I can just make myself like it.
Yes.
But anyway, we go into her studio to do, so I do a little class for all, and it's really more of like just a make and take session for all of her friends. And she's like, oh, you left a bunch of bead stuff here last time you were here. And she brings it to me, and it's the missing, terrible, horrible missing thing, and also the parts for my mother's birthday present. So it is unsurprising that I couldn't find them here or at my house, because they were at neither place. I have no idea why I took them over there. I remember taking this necklace over there, this Russian Amazonite one, not Amazonite, Russian aventurine one. But so I must have just grabbed everything all at once, and then I left it there. I mean, when she handed it to me, like, I was literally speechless, because I had given up all hope. I was thinking, like, you know, I'm gonna have to compensate her monetarily. What if she tells me this stuff is worth like $1,000 and I've got no proof of what it is, and you know, maybe she's gonna sue me and blah blah blah. And like, it was literally a gift from God. And I don't say that lightly, because I'm agnostic, not religious, but it was a gift from the universe, because so yeah, so that was today. So I left poor Heather and poor Carol alone by themselves in the store for way too long, but it was worth it because I found the missing stuff. Or the missing stuff was gifted back to me. I can't say I found it, but anyway. Okay, so now let's talk about the extraness of a bullion finish. And I have done this on stream. I did. I texted her, and she was, you know, curt but polite. Short but polite. I mean, obviously we are not getting a 5-star Yelp review from this woman. And once again, you know, I'm on her side about she has every right to be upset that this incident happened. I do feel like she was being just a touch over dramatic, but that's just how some people roll. Okay, so I've taken my silk, I pre-stretched it, and I tied a knot in the end. Okay, I don't like that. I wish I could just set my auto exposure up just like a little higher, because I feel like it's dark. I don't want it to be dark. But yes, so manna from heaven today. And yes, I did contact her. Now I have to actually complete the work. All right, we're gonna go with that. And then I have to drive it to frickin' Frisco again to drop it off at her swanky ass apartment building. But whatever, I don't even care. I don't care if I have to drive to Oklahoma, because I have it. It's amazing. And then she's just like, well, I'm beyond disappointed, and I don't feel like you recognize how serious this is. And I mean, I didn't say it to her, but in my head, I'm like,
I've been physically ill over this.
Yeah.
I totally do.
Yeah. Like, lady, I'm freaking out here. Like, this is, no. I get how serious this is. Well, hi, Prince. Yes, it is Yummy Purple Amethyst. Okay, so when you're doing a bullion finish, you need a bead with a bigger hole so that your silk will go through twice. So I'm just using a gold-filled bead. And then I'm going to put one of my little snippets of bullion on there. So Corvus, how's your glitter floor? I'm going to put that on there, and I'm just going to very carefully pull it all the way down my silk until it gets close to the end. So I've got it a couple 3 inches from the end. I know, Corvus. Like I said, I'm on her side. I am.
Just don't have to be so extra mean.
But yes, yay, they were found. Like, that's Also, you're Mexican, so I feel like you get a pass for temper. This lady
And
was,
drama.
And drama. I feel like it's in your blood. This lady was very white.
And just angry.
But anyway, yes, yay, they were found, so now I just have to complete the work on them by Monday and drop them off at her concierge, and then hopefully she won't completely slam us on Yelp, and I will probably never see her again because I doubt she will ever bring anything back in here to be repaired again. Which, once again, is not
Seems
surprising.
fine.
Yeah. Okay, so I put the bouillon on. I put the clasp on. See, there's my clasp. Right there. And I'm going to go ahead and then put my needle back down through my gold filled bead and then just pull that. And then the other crazy lost thing also got found. And it was also in a really weird place. It was in a bin that had been sitting in my hallway for several months. So I have no idea how it got in there, but I brought some bins in, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tie 2 half-hitch knots in here. I brought some bins in to help with the cleaning up of the store for the shoot tomorrow, and it wasn't, Carol was cleaning out the bin that I thought was empty, but it wasn't, and in there were the other missing items. So do not ask me like what I was thinking or not thinking at that particular time, because I haven't the foggiest, but at least everything has now been found. And I swear my blood pressure like ratcheted down like 2 notches when she handed that to me. Well, first it spiked and then it ratcheted down. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna string all these beads onto my silk. So this is the least interesting part of this procedure. Yes, Corvus, and I will. Like, I am not too proud to admit that we screwed up, and, you know, but I will also, you know, if such a thing happens, I will, of course, point out that there was no intentional malice. It was a terrible screw up, and, you know, we are extremely sorry, but, you know, we are making changes to our procedures, like Allison is not allowed to touch repairs anymore. That's not true, but you know, we're going to make changes to our procedures to make sure this never happens again. Oof. But yes, so incredibly glad it was found. So yeah, so what I'm doing is just stringing all the, well, hi 6 people, viewer count just doubled. Hi everybody, how is everybody doing? All right, so all I'm doing right now, so I did a bouillon start on my amethysts, and now I'm going to go ahead and just string all my amethysts onto the cord, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to knot them. I know, happy ending. Focus on the happy ending. Good point, Corvus.
Good advice for life.
It is good advice for life. So Corvus, you didn't answer my question. How's your glitter floor? So now I'm just stringing all the beads onto my string. Still in glitter. Okay then. I mean, that's a thing. At least it's sparkly. For your information and edification, Corvus, my house is also still in glitter. Not quite as intensely as yours. Now it's kind of just spread itself around the whole house.
All of our houses.
All of everybody's houses, yes. I think people might hate me a little bit, but and then Elton, the sidewalk outside of my back door was where I did some of the project. So we finally had enough rainfall that the glitter's all washed away from the sidewalk. But Elton's favorite thing to do when he goes out is to roll around on the sidewalk. So then he would come in covered in glitter. But yeah, it never goes away. I picked a 3 instead of a 4, because, or did I pick a 4? What size are you? You're a 4. Some of these beads are barely fitting on here. So let's see, how's everybody doing? Corvus has sparkles in her craft room and in her bed.
As everyone should.
How's everybody else doing today?
There's a sparkle in my bed every time I'm in it.
This is the, Corvus just asked what chord am I knotting with, so, surprise carrots? What?
Wait, what? Nobody wants surprise carrots.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind surprise carrots. So this is the Griffin Silk.
Ranch.
Well, I mean, yes, of course there must be ranch. So this is the Griffin Silk size 4 in purple. Did you have surprise carrots in your garden? My carrots did not. They were like this big and super bitter. And there was like one of them. So no more carrots for me today. Or in my garden ever. Though I might go... Mary, do you need your tiller back on Sunday? I'm hoping the answer is no, because I still haven't done my tilling. But if you need it back on Sunday... Ah! That's awesome! Yay, surprise carrots! Mary is a very talented vegetable gardener. Way more talented than me. Flowers are more my thing. Though I might run out to Brumley and get a couple of tomato plants and a couple of pepper plants just because at that price, if I kill them, I'm not wasting a ton of money. Okay, I'm not done with it. So I will try and get my tilling done, but I would like to keep it for a little while longer. No, Mary grows real carrots, not Minecraft carrots. Apparently surprise real carrots. I had surprise purple flowers in my garden. Like, most of my stuff didn't come back, but these random, really pretty purple anemones that I don't even remember planting popped up. Okay, cool. I will try and not put that project off for too much longer. So the stringing in this instance, the stringing is what usually takes the longest, especially because these German cuts they're wide, but they're very, very thin. So there's a lot of them. Yay! Are you, did you dry them using the microflower, or are you, letting them air dry? I should dry some of those purple anemones because they are really pretty. Poor flowers. We grow them just to kill them. Silica gel, got it. Ooh, but I did a thing. I have to show you the thing I did. So Corvus said silica gel because it was a lot of tiny flowers. And that made me think for half a second that I should get some silica gel for drying flowers. And then I remembered that I have way too many crafting supplies for way too many different crafts. And I have, my second bedroom is packed full, literally floor to ceiling, on shelving with all of my crafting stuff. Not just beads, stained glass, feather, hat things, dried flowers, candle making, and bottle cutting. And so I finally actually got around to making some things with my cut bottles. So I'll be right back. So I made them into little succulent planters with crystals in them. So and I didn't actually cut this one. This is one of the ones that Charles cut, but he only wanted the top half, so I got the bottom half. So yeah, so there's little succulents in them and little crystals. And then I also made myself a windowsill herb garden in my kitchen. On the window above my sink is all now bottles with currently herb seeds in them, just because I have an herb garden outside, but some things really thrive in my outside herb garden. Like I have a sage plant that's going on its 3rd year. There's a sweet marjoram plant that, like, I don't know how old that thing is, but it's like been taking over the world. Like when I rented my place, the sweet marjoram had taken over the entire herb garden. I've got an oregano plant that survived the winter and a lemon verbena, and those are all doing great. But it seems like every time I try and plant dill or cilantro or even mint, okay, I think I'm the only person in the world who can kill mint because it's supposed to be unkillable. So I'm trying growing them inside to see if maybe I can baby them a little bit more. Hi, Jan. I don't understand it either, Mary. I really don't. I don't know how I'm the only person on the planet who can kill mint, but I am.
Pretty impressive, I have to say.
That's awesome, Jan. Yay! Well, if I'm ever desperate, I'll just do a nighttime drive-by and steal some. I will do a stealth mint theft. But yes, so I planted in my windowsill garden, I planted mint and dill and thyme, and there was a beautiful thyme plant at my place when I rented it from the previous tenant, and unfortunately it did not survive the snowpocalypse. And I like thyme. I actually use thyme a lot in cooking. So let's see, cilantro, thyme, dill. Basil's gonna go outside because it gets big. Let's see what else is in there. Parsley. Hi, Rune. Let's see, parsley and Greek oregano, because what I have outside is Italian oregano. Hi, Rune. And I really only did that because I had one too many bottles. So I was like, okay, fine. Put Greek oregano in it. So we'll see what pops up. It might be nothing, because I will say I bought seeds last year. Yes, there are different oreganos. There's Italian oregano and Greek oregano, and they are different in... Oh, to be fair, Jan, I didn't kill the thyme. The Texas weather did. But yes, Corvus, there's... is there a Mexican oregano? I don't know. You would have to Google that. I don't know if Mexican oregano and Greek oregano are the same. I would be inclined to think that that would be... Yes, different times, that's true. Different mints. I have peppermint and the German, just the regular German thyme, I think. But I have both oreganos now. And we'll see. Oh yeah, so I bought seeds from a company last year that had a lot of really intriguing seed varieties, and not a single seed that I bought from them germinated. And I don't know if that's just because of my poor husbandry or because the seeds are duds, which would be upsetting since I spent several $100s on seeds. So some of the seeds I planted this year were from that company, so we'll see if they germinate this year. Because last year also was a weird ass year in Texas because it got super hot super soon. So like a whole lot of things just didn't grow last year. They just like came up poked their little seedy heads out of the ground and then just got fried.
Yeah, said absolutely not.
Yeah. I know. I should give up on seeds for outside. Because I'm also not with it enough to do like tomato seeds inside and start them in January. Plus I don't have the space for that. But yeah, I mean, my thought is, you know, if I buy a packet of seeds for $2 and they all die, I only wasted $2. That's why I'm probably going to go to Brumley on Sunday, because literally at $1.50 per tomato plant, already growing, that is cheaper than a packet of seeds. So I can get like 3 or 4 tomatoes and 3 or 4 peppers. And if anybody needs henbit, oh my god, I have so much henbit. Which apparently has herbal medicinal... Hi, Linda! Okay, well I'm gonna have to seek out some Mexican oregano. Yeah, see, this is the problem with intense gardening, is it takes concentration and focus, which I don't always have. But what was I saying? Shoot a monkey. I don't remember. Oh, henbit. Apparently henbit, Mary, one of my plant groups was posting this, is actually like useful in some way. Like it has some herbal properties that are valuable instead of just, you know, being a thing that takes up space in your garden and takes over everything. I have not had a chance to Google it to see what those properties are, but, you know, good Lord, do I have a lot of it. Hi, Shaquille.
You sound so long-suffering.
Well,
You know.
Hi.
Is it a professional opinion about beading? Because that's the only thing I'm a professional at here. Alright, henbit is high in iron, magnesium, manganese, calcium, and vitamins A, C, E, and K, as well as a whole host of beneficial antioxidants and phytochemicals. Medicinally, henbit is best used internally as a tea. It is anti-rheumatic and anti-inflammatory. So it's great for relieving chronic pain, soreness, and stiffness. I bet it tastes like boiled grass, though. Just saying. Because I could use some of those benefits, but I really feel like it's going to taste like boiled grass. I mean, I have enough henbit in my yard that I could try it, and if it tastes like boiled grass, I can just dump it. It's like the ever-renewing... It does have pretty purple flowers, it really does. But it actually, the henbit killed my Ruellia, which I thought Ruellia were unkillable. And yet... So it looks like the stream has jumped in with advice for Shaquille, so I think they've pretty much covered all of the bases. I know, but you said you needed professional advice. I was just adding a disclaimer that I am not a, you know, dating and relationship professional. I'm a professional, but not at that. Okay, I'm getting close to being done stringing, and then I'm going to go ahead and knot these, and you will see that, again, when you're doing beads like this, the stringing is really the longer part. It's probably going to take me 15-20 minutes tops to knot these. What do I think? All right, I agree with the stream, and I've never dated a coworker, but I did date a guy who lived in the same apartment complex as me, and the, you know, the perils are the same. Like, you know, when it's going great, it's great, but then if it stops going great, then you still have to see that person, you still have to interact with them. There's also a whole lot more open opportunity for drama in the situation of, you know, one party being intentionally hurtful to the other, vice versa. There's the fact that, you know, it may violate HR policies at your company as well, so that's something to consider. But mainly it's just the, like, you know, if things go south, you still have to see them every day. You still have to interact with them, theoretically, professionally, and cordially. And, you know, they may do nasty shit to you. Like my boyfriend that I dated, who was in my apartment complex, after I broke up with him, I lived right by the pool, and he would make a point of taking every girlfriend or date or fling or whatever to the pool, and they would make out when he knew I was going to be coming home from work. He'd be making out in the pool with somebody else. So it's just, you know, I'm going to go with the stream and say, don't go there. It is unwise. That's true, Prince. It you know, it depends if you broke up on bad terms or if it was mutual, but you can't guarantee that it's going to be a good breakup if a breakup happens. I'm going to still go with the stream and say, not a good idea. You live your own life, you pursue your happiness, but you asked for my advice and that is my advice. No, I never actually swam in that pool. Because my hours at work were very long and I never had time to chill by the pool. No, he just took all his girlfriends there to make out because it was literally right in front of my apartment. Oh, this guy was a piece of work though, it turns out. Yeah, he was not a very good guy. It turns out I was a little bamboozled or hornswoggled or whatever you want to call it. I was young, I was dumb. I was in my 20s.
Welcome to your 20s.
Welcome to your 20s. You know what? Your 20s is the time to make bad decisions. I will
really
say
is.
that. Like, you know, the 20s...
You can still bounce back.
You can still bounce back from bad decisions in your 20s. So, if you're gonna make... And I made so many bad decisions in my... So many.
I'm still making bad decisions, but I'm not in my 20s, so... Choices were made.
I believe your phones have been returned to their former owner.
Okay, not surprised.
Yeah.
That's okay. I was going to return them to their former owners tomorrow, so they just expedited that process. So anyway. Okay, last two. Here we go. Okay, so now I have them all strung. All the pretty purple beads are on there. Yeah, Corvus, it's just, you were only supposed to use the pool during certain hours, and I was always working during those hours, and then, of course, after he started taking his girlfriends there to make out, I didn't want to use the pool because I didn't want him to show up with a girlfriend while I was in the pool. Okay, so they're all strung. Now I'm going to knot them. So I'm going to go to the end of my, not the end of my string, but close to the end of my string, I'm going to tie a slip knot. That's just so my beads don't fall off. And I'm going to move them all, move that over here. Okay, so I'm going to move them all down. We are being naughty today, it's true. Okay, so I'm going to move them all down except for this one. I'm going to grab my knotting tweezers and I'm just going to take that. I need a little bit more space. We dated for probably a year and a half, maybe? So a number of times. Yes, they are higher in amethyst. This strand is for sale, Prince, if you are interested in some amethyst. I'm just borrowing them for tomorrow, but they are $180 for the strand. And I will even sell them to you already knotted at no extra charge. Okay, so I'm going to take my bead and I'm just going to wrap it around my left hand and pull it through. And that's going to make my knot. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my tweezers, follow through that knot, and grab right next to my bead, then just release my fingers, pull until that knot's nice and tight on the end of my bead, and then I'm just going to take it out and push that knot down towards the bead. And then I'm going to do the next one. So what I'm hearing from Corvus is you want another knotting tutorial soon? Like a real tutorial, not just a freeform? Okay, so once again, you just slide down a bead, and then you're going to go around and through, and then once again your tweezers follow through the knot, and then grab, and then you're just going to pull until that knot tightens, and then just push it down towards your bead. Slide down your next one, and again around and through. Follow through with your tweezers, pull, and push. I don't know what, I've never made a suture knot rune, so I will take your word for it. So you go around and through, so that makes your knot. So this twist right here, that's my actual knot. Now I'm going to use my tweezers to position it. So my tweezers go through the knot and grab right next to the bead, and then yes, I hold that tweezer right at the base of, right at my bead, and then I just pull the long string to tighten my knot. And then you've got to do a final tightening by pushing your knot down towards your bead. And you just keep on going. So the reason that this is, even though the stringing took a while, the reason that this is faster than putting on a bead and then making a knot, putting on a bead, then making a knot, is that you're doing one task all at once, so you're not having to pick up your tweezers, put down your tweezers, etc., etc. You know, I don't think I've ever had stitches in my life.
Oh, I've had lots.
Part of that is because my family is one of those, you only go to the doctor if you're literally bleeding to death families. So there's probably times when I should have had stitches and instead I just got Band-Aids. And I did have my friend Maggie dermabond my finger when I sliced it really badly. That was a while ago though. Hi, Smee. All right, so that's my progress. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for it whilst chatting. Smee, how are you? How's your day? How's everything in San Antonio? All right, so we're gonna see how long it takes me to knot this. It's 7:15. Hi, Julie. How are you doing? Julie's jumping in from Illinois,
Hello, Julie.
where it is not 95 degrees.
Oh, well.
It's really 95 degrees in San Antonio? What the hell? It's not that warm here. What happened? I am knotting, for those who just joined us, I'm knotting this beautiful amethyst necklace. So we did a little repair at the beginning of the stream, and now we are knotting this baby so I can wear it tomorrow, and then I'm going to finish it with a bouillon finish. It's going to snow there again that is why I do not live in that part of the country anymore, because snow at the end of March is not something I'm okay with. It's something I grew up with. Like, when I was growing up, they always said you're not safe until, like, May 14th or something like that, whatever was the date of the last recorded snowfall, which was, and you know, it's like you're not safe till after that. But, yeah, that's why I live in Texas now. Ooh, 75. See, that sounds nice. I don't know what it was today, but I know it was not 95 degrees. Okay, so this is my progress on my pearls, or not my pearls. They're not pearls, they're amethyst. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep on keeping on. So we're going to see how long it takes me to knot this entire thing. It's taken me most of the stream to string it, while of course chit-chatting with everybody and dispensing dating advice. So that the stringing is actually, once again, on beads that are this shape, that are this like really flattened shape, the stringing, God, those look pretty in the light. The stringing, the stringing takes the longest. The knotting is not as time consuming. What are we voting on, Corvus? Where's the poll? Yes, hold on. Mouse, work. Oh, how long it'll take me to knot. Okay. Got it. So Corvus put up a poll. It's on Twitch. So if you want to vote, how long will it take me to knot this necklace? Ooh, and I have a prize for the person who guesses the right amount of time. I have these incredibly ridiculous Thanksgiving charms that came off of a bracelet that we cut apart. So there's a turkey, and there's 2 ears of corn.
I'm into ears of corn.
And there's a pumpkin. So anybody who guesses right gets the set of Thanksgiving charms. So Julie had a good question. How long is the finished piece going to be? So knotting adds length. So the initial strand was 13. The initial strand was about 16 inches long. Just, you know, by having knotted this much, I've already extended it by an inch. So it's going to be long. It's going to be probably, let's see, that's an inch extension for every 3 inches of beads. So it's going to be probably about 20 inches when I'm done with it. Which is something when you're knotting that you have to remember, is that your knotting adds length. And so if you have a specific length, you've got to account for the fact that if you have a specific length that you want, you have to account for the fact that the knotting is going to add to it, and otherwise your piece is going to be too long. Yes, that is true. You can in 2-cord knotting. The other place I find 2-cord knotting really useful is just using, you know, 2 cords in this same technique. Is if you have, and your beads have to be big enough to accommodate obviously at least 2 number 1 cords, because it really doesn't go smaller than that. But if you've got a color, or sorry, if you can't get a good cord color match to the bead, then you can mix 2 colors of cord together and and then your eye kind of blends them together and you get a better color match that way. I've also experimented with dyeing my own silk. It was not successful in any way. It made the silk super weak and it just broke and broke and broke. So there are people out there who are successful with dyeing their own silk to custom colors. It is not a skill set of mine. No bueno. Allison, I don't dye.
It made sadness for me.
Yes, it did, because Heather was the one who was doing that project. Oh, hi, more people. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Silvern. Welcome to Freeform Friday. So I'm nodding and chatting. And we do have there is a poll up in the Twitch chat about how long it's going to take me to knot this. So I'm knotting these beautiful purple amethyst. I've got this much done so far. I started at 7:15. So I'm just going to keep on going. How's everything with you, Silvern? Corvus is currently disgusted with me because I used to live in an apartment complex where the pool was right outside my door and I didn't ever use it. Amy thinks it's going to take me till 8:25. Goodness. I can't see the poll. Heather, can you see the poll?
The poll?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll scroll back to it when I'm done and see who won.
Okay.
So let's see. It's going to snow in Illinois. It's 75 where Rune is. It's 89 where Amy is. So did you have bad sleep because of the sleep study, or are you doing the sleep study because you had bad sleep? All right, Julie is voting for 7:49. The poll is, yeah, the poll's on Twitch, so we will record your vote for 7:49. I should record that vote. I can record it on my taxes, which are just depressing because we lost so much money. What happened? Ah. We are voting on Jan. When do we think I started knotting this necklace at I strung it and I started knotting this necklace at 7:15? 7:14 actually. So we are Corvus put up a poll, I believe, or you can just vote in chat when you think I'm going to finish knotting it. So we've got one vote for 8:25, we've got one vote for 7:49, and let me see if I can see the other votes. I cannot see the poll. Sometimes I'm really bad at Twitch. I think I'm really bad at Twitch. So anyway, Corvus, you can monitor the poll for me since I can't find it because again, sometimes really bad at Twitch. How much is left on this string? So let's see, I've got 11 inches left. I've done this much already. Poll closed now. Okay. You can, I'm going to say, for those of you who didn't see the poll, you can vote in chat for the next 10 minutes about what time you think I'm going to complete knotting this necklace. Got it. It was on a timer. So can I, how do I see who voted which way, Corvus? Like I said, sometimes I really can't Twitch. Also, if anybody did not see the epic glitter box stream, and also if anybody on this stream right now is not following Corvus, you should be. So go, and we don't have a shout out, do we?
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah.
Cool. So, exclamation point SO. I mean, how do, oh, I bet I have to do it over here. Okay, well, I'm going to keep nodding. But everyone go follow Crafty Skull Corvus. She's amazing. And then go watch her stream with the epic glitter bomb box that I made for her. with all of the love in the world and also all of the glitter I could find. All right, Jan's voting for 750. There was so much glitter. I've clipped some of the good reactions, so if you just go to Corvus's clips, there are some of her best reactions. I got too sleepy, so I didn't clip everything that was great in that stream, but it was a pretty epic stream. And also then at the end of the stream, she started working on some... I know you were there, Prince. I saw you. She has a little mini glitter vacuum, though. Did you see that later on in the stream? Which is super adorable. Corvus, where did you get that little glitter vacuum? All right, Corvus says 756. See, now what Corvus is going to do is she's going to try to distract me so that I take longer to knot this so that she wins. Amazon? Cool. But I think it was a little too much glitter for even Corvus's adorable little glitter vacuum to pick up. Because there was a lot of it. And I haven't, I posted the video of me making it on our Discord. Yes, it was how long it's going to take me to finish. So, I started at 7:14. I never saw the poll, so I don't know if it was a time like it's going to take me 30 minutes or if it was like a time. So I'm just going to say if you want to vote in chat, go ahead and you've got about 10 more, not 10, like 7 more minutes to do that. Just pick a time that you think I'm going to finish knotting this necklace. Again, I started at 7:14. I know, Julie, but you should see, I'll send you the video. This box was epically glittery. Like, yeah. So yeah, now we're doing voting in chat because the poll was on a timer. Did anybody vote in the poll, Corvus? Okay, I'm closing. Keiko says 7:37. Keiko is optimistic. I like that Keiko thinks I'm that badass. And also, let me be clear, this is just for when I finish the knotting, not the actual finishing of the necklace, because then I'm going to do a bullion finish, which takes a couple extra minutes. This is what I have done, Keiko. This is what I have left. 7:45 for silver. And once again, your prize, if you're right, is 2 charms that look like ears of corn, one that looks like a turkey, and one that looks like a tiny pumpkin. And I really find it amusing that the ears of corn are bigger than the pumpkin and almost as big as the turkey. That's like some seriously large corn that's going on there. Oh, also, by the way, I got my little goblet charms. Remember I was talking about those on stream the other night? So I got those from the estate sale. So, do you think I should hang them I should drill 1 hole and hang them sideways like this? Or should I drill 2 holes and hang them centerways like this? I would be interested in your feedback since I know a couple of you said that you wanted goblet necklaces. How would you like them to hang? These are a strand of German cut amethyst, Keiko, that I had at the shop. And I'm just borrowing it for the shoot tomorrow. Alright, we have a vote for sideways from Keiko. I know they are so cute. They're so small. They're like chalices for fairies. Fill them with tiny gems. Well, the thing is, I'd have to, I mean, I could do that as a display. If it was going to be an actual wearable thing, I'd have to fill them with tiny gems and resin, as otherwise they'd just fall out. But yeah, I have no idea. I guess and it came with a big kind of bigger pitcher with kind of a curvy spout, which is still in the tumbler, but like, I guess it was some kind of, you know, souvenir gift. I don't even know, because obviously no one's drinking out of these. If you want a bitty chalice, Julie, let me know. So these are the bitty goblets or chalices, whatever you want to call them. Focus. Well, anyway. So they're, if you know me for scale, they're about that big. They're about 1.5 inches, and I have 6 of them. And I definitely cannot get more of these, though I haven't gone on eBay to see if the bitty chalices like are a thing that is actually out there. But at this particular moment, I'm gonna say I cannot get more of those. The holy grail of beads, right? I do, Prince, you're right. I do need to fill one with beads and at least do a photo shoot. I am going to sell them, Corvus. I can sell them just as chalices, or I can drill them either 1 hole so they hang sideways, or 2 holes so that they'll hang centered. So I will probably put them on the stream on Saturday night, but if anybody wants to pre-claim a chalice, like I said, I only have 6 and I can't get any more. So if you want to pre-claim a chalice, do it now. And I know the next question is how much are they going to be? And that is something that I'm going to need to do on a calculator. Yes, sideways is at an angle. Oh, that's fair. No, not triple digits. No way, Keiko. I do have to do it on a calculator though. So I'm going to wait till I'm done with the knotting. Yes, sideways, what I'm calling sideways, Jen, is, yeah, so one hole, so it would hang from one point like that. But yeah, when I'm done with the knotting challenge, I will pull up my calculator and I'll see how much they're going to be. I mean, they're not going to be stupidly expensive because I did get them. So these were the ones, anybody who's on last Saturday's sale stream. So this estate sale, they're not sterling, Keiko, they're brass. Okay, so everyone who thinks they want a chalice, stay tuned for pricing information. But yeah, this estate sale actually had a cool thing where they had a box at the front door with index cards and a sign that said, did you see something that you love but you don't love the price? You know, make a bid. And I did not love the price of these, and I was not about to go back, you know, just looking to see if they were still there on the half off day, because I did not have that kind of time. Also, I was working the Brumley Gardens event, so I put in a bid for $1 more than half of the price. And so then they called me, or texted me actually on Saturday night while I was on stream, that I had gotten them. So then I just had to go pick them up. So I did get a good deal on them, which will be reflected in the pricing. I wish I could do that math in my head while I was knotting, but I can't. Alright, if anybody hasn't voted yet and you want to, I'm giving you 2 more minutes to vote, and then I'm officially closing the voting. Right? Monty Mini Python and the Brass Grail. Too funny. I know, Keiko. I'm concentrating. Like I said, I'm surprised Corvus isn't on here distracting me so that she'll win.
None of that is distracting to you?
None of what?
Corvus.
Well, she hasn't posted. I don't even see her on my screen. She hasn't posted a comment in a solid 2 minutes. She's probably still getting glitter. I'm sure she's going to be doing that for a while. Yeah, a couple days after I did the first coat of glitter on the box, I was doing my makeup and I was like, what's that on my nose? It was, it was glitter. Oh, and by the way, I'm going by my computer clock. So according to my, okay, it does sync up with my phone clock. Good. Oh, good God. Well, Corvus definitely knows how to distract me. No, actually, I do have a funny story. So the woman whose house I go to, Corvus, I'm sorry, I'm not going to finish this in a minute. Or, Keiko, not Corvus. Keiko, I'm not going to be able to finish this in a minute. I'm sorry. I appreciate your faith in me, but I still have this much to go. But anyway, so the woman whose house I go out to typically on Fridays, the woman who gifted back to me the lost items that were driving me crazy that they were lost, she came into the store a couple weeks ago because none of her friends were available to come to her house for beading, so she just decided to come here instead. And my mom was here, so she got to meet my mom. And this group of ladies is so sweet and super supportive, and so I do vent to my mom, or vent about my mom to them a fair amount. But my mom being my mom, so she comes out and I'm like, you know, and I introduce her because even though she says that I don't make her feel welcome at the store, I really try. Like, every time there's a customer here, I try and introduce her and tell them that, you know, she's the co-owner and say good things about her, and she still thinks that she's not welcome here, so whatever. But so I introduced her to Gail, and Gail said something about it's so nice to meet you, we've heard about you. And my mom said, oh, I'm sure she says all kinds of bad things about me. And I was like, how incredibly rude. Like, and luckily Gail is very, very no nonsense. She's in her early 70s and she's just like outgrown all bullshit.
Her field of fucks is barren.
It is. And so she just looked at my mom and she said, oh no, we don't ever talk about you. It was the best takedown of a narcissist ever. It was fantastic and I loved it.
Yes, because what do you mean?
Yeah. But like, oh my god, I'm just like, rude! How rude can you be to one of our really good clients? Like, keep it in check, lady. So yeah, so that's a funny mom story from, oh, so then today when I was at Gail's house, she was like telling the group, she was like, I met Allison's mother and this is what she did. Oh, but they're such a great group, and they've been really helpful in my journey to set boundaries with my mom and prioritize myself over her in a reasonable way. God, they were the, you know, the first people I told about well, not the first people, but I told them the Thanksgiving story as soon as I saw them, because the whole run up to Thanksgiving, I was like, I don't want this. This isn't going to be fun. And then like, you just need to go when you want to go. Like, it doesn't matter. You're not responsible for her. I'm like, yeah, but I'm Midwestern. That's not how we think. So they're great. They are a wonderful, supportive group of women, and though even though I'm not really part of their friend group because I'm technically, you know, an employee, they have been really, really kind to me. So sometimes you just need some good, sassy Latina energy in your life.
What do you mean sometimes?
Okay, fine, all the time. As a Midwestern person, I need sassy Latina energy in my life all the time because I have little of that.
We need Tia Chorus all the time.
We do! All the time we need Tia Corvus. And thank you, Julie. Oh, woohoo! And now I have an offer for someone to teach me how to be Sicilian. I mean, I don't really want to have my mother whacked, but I will keep that in mind.
Maybe some days. It might be good to make her feel like she could be whacked.
Yeah, right? Make her fear for her very life.
Like, am I safe here now? Maybe Allison should live in the condo she owns.
Right. I mean, I do have keys. Alright, that is not what you meant. Fair. Alright, last knot. So it is 7:41. And the necklace is knotted. I haven't done the finishing yet, but the deal was how long was it going to take me to knot it. So it's knotted. It's about 20 inches long. Mary, what was your vote? I didn't see the poll. So we're going to see who was closest. $7.42. Okay, so did anybody choose 7:41? If not, Mary is the winner and Silvern is the first runner-up. Keiko is the second runner-up, I think. And then Corvus, Julie, and Jan. I think that's the way that pans out. So Mary is the recipient of the corn charms. Mary, do you want the turkey as well, or should I give that to Silvern? And the teeny tiny pumpkin! It's so small! Like, what the heck, pumpkin? It's so bitty.
It's not a pumpkin, it's a pumpkin.
Like, it is. It's a, oh my gosh, so terrible, embarrassed. And look, the corn is literally as tall as the turkey. So somebody here has problems with scale, because these all... Oh, hi, Lori. I'm sorry. That's okay. You know that this is not the last time we're going to do this. And, I mean, do you really want corn charms? Okay, corn for Mary, turkey for Silvern. I love it when people share. Okay, so now I'm actually going to... Oh, I'm going to do the pricing on the chalices, and then I will finish the necklace, and then I will let you guys get back to your... regularly scheduled Friday night. Okay, so okay, so the chalices are $25. And I have 6 of them for sale. Lethal chalices, they're about 1.5 inches tall. There's my finger for scale. And I can drill them if you want. I can drill 1 hole, which would make it hang kind of at an angle. I could drill 2 holes and it would hang centered, or I can give it to you undrilled and you can fill it with beads of your dreams.
Ooh.
So there are six chalices available. That one's running away. Okay, so now we're going to finish this with our bouillon. So I'm going to take my... Okay, so 1 is for Corvus. 1 is for Julie. Got it? All right. I know I have more bags over here. Okay, so Julie, I will get in touch with you about shipping when I have it drilled. So Keiko, are you claiming 1? Do you want 1 hole or 2 holes or no holes? I think Corvus is right. I think it will forever haunt you if you don't claim 1 hole. Got it? Okay, cool. No problem. Okay, so now so there are 3 chalices remaining. And if they don't get pre-claimed, they will be on the stream on Saturday night. So if you're having thoughts, you can ruminate. Okay, cool. Yeah, message me what you need and I'll get a box together for you. All right, so we're gonna go with our gold-filled bead and then our little bullion snippet. That's gonna go on my needle, and I'm gonna very carefully bring that down because the bullion is really fragile, and if you manhandle it, it's going to stretch out and there's no going back. Now you also notice the wear and tear on my silk. That's because I had to force some of the beads on here. I still am of the opinion that this was the right silk for the task. It's just the holes in my beads were a little inconsistent, but you do want to be aware when it starts to do this that if you force too many more beads over it, it's going to snap off the needle. So just, what you can do to preemptively prevent that is you can put a little bit of beeswax right here where the cord meets the needle, and that will help your beads slide over it more easily. Of course, I didn't do that because that would have been way too smart. Now we're going to put on our soldered ring, and we're going to pull all of this down to our beads. And I want to make sure that my soldered ring is above my bullion and my bead is below my bullion. This is where things kind of get a little tricky. Because see what's happening there where well, you may or may not be able to see, but the bullion's going through the beads, and that is not what we want. So bullion comes up, bead goes down, and once I stick my needle through there, then there won't be room for the bullion to go down in there. So I'm going to put my needle down through that bead, going towards my necklace, and notice that I didn't make a knot right here at the end of the last bead because I'm about to make that knot now. So I'm going to pull everything all the way through. Oh, homemade biscuits. Biscuits. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull that nice and tight. Try and figure out how I can do this so y'all can see. So, alright, so I'm going to hold that in my fingers. I'm just going to pull on this until I get a nice tight little loop with my bullion. And then I'm going to do 2 half hitch knots again. And I want them to land right in between my gold bead and my amethyst. So I'm just going to go around my fingers and through. Pull it nice and tight. So see that knot's going to go right there where I didn't have a knot. And then one more around and through. Really not, go away. Pull it tight. So it's hard to see because of how I'm holding it, but if you just take your half hitch and you just pull it, it'll go in right in between those 2 beads, and you want to hold it and really pull it nice and tight. Give it a little shimmy, and then I'm just going to take my hypo cement, which I don't have, so I'm going to go grab that real quick. I'm just going to let you stare at the amethysts.
As one does.
As one does.
Alright, so I'm going to take my hypo cement and I'm just going to put a dot on each knot. So I want to make sure that I get plenty of hypo on my knot. So I do want to make sure that my knot is completely coated in the hypo, because I'm about to cut it off really short, and so I want to make sure that there's something there that is helping the knot to hold, just because there's not a whole lot of cord there. So I'm just going to take my cutters and cut as close to the knot as I can without cutting the knot, so that I don't have little fuzzies sticking out. Dink. And then you do want to make sure that you let the glue dry on the knot before you stress this. So don't glue it, trim it, and immediately try and put it on, because chances are your knots will pull out. You need to wait for that glue to set. About 15 minutes or so is really all that it needs to be sturdy enough. So you just need to be patient for a small amount of time. All right, that's it. That was Freeform Friday. Thank y'all. That was so much fun. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Beading Dream stream while I knotted this amethyst necklace. So we will probably be back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream tomorrow at 6:30 with a sale. However, we have a lot going on in the store tomorrow, so I reserve the right to cancel if Heather and I are too exhausted. So watch Discord, watch Facebook, watch Instagram. If we cancel the sale, I will let you know by those channels as soon in advance as I know. All right, that's it. Thank you guys all so much for watching our Freeform Friday. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 6:30 for a sale. Thank you, Julie. For a sale at 6:30, I said that already, on Facebook and Twitch. If not, then we'll see you back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream, Wednesday at 6 p.m. with a tutorial. All right, everyone have a great night. We'll catch you later. Bye.